Are you wondering what it takes to get your home ready to sell, ready to get it on the market? Well, stay tuned. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to get your house ready. My number one tip for getting your home ready to hit the market is to declutter and depersonalize. A buyer wants to come in and they want to imagine themselves in your home. They want to think of their stuff there and envision themselves, their family, and their items in the home. So if you have a lot of things or a lot of stuff on the wall, just keep it minimal. Pack as much stuff up as you can that you're not going to use on a daily basis so that the buyers can really envision themselves in the space. My next tip is to make sure before showings you're keeping your home clean. Make sure you're sweeping the floors, getting all the dog hair out of the way. As much as I love dogs, and I know a lot of people do, there are others that are so allergic to animals. So you want to make sure that you're keeping the house clean. There's no funky smells. If you maybe just cooked breakfast, lunch, or dinner, maybe you just cooked a meal and it kind of smells a little bit, just maybe light a candle or a wax warmer or something like that. Put on your Scentsy, just make sure it's not too overwhelming, and just make sure it's a nice inviting smell when they're coming into the home. Although if a house smelled like lasagna, I definitely would not be turned off by that. That would be amazing, but I might want to stay and eat it, which would be kind of weird. Another thing you want to do, right now it's winter time, you want to make sure that you have those walkways and driveways shoveled or snow blowed out of the way so that there's no safety hazards or tripping hazards. If you have ice, make sure you're chipping that ice off or maybe using ice melt. My only precaution with ice melt is that sometimes it can chip away at your concrete over time, so just be very cautious if you are using that. Another tip I have is if you have pets, make sure that they are either away in a kennel or you take them with you, or maybe in a specific room with a gate up through the door, just so that they can't get out, especially if they might be a little bit more of an aggressive animal or they don't like strangers. Another thing you can do to make sure your house looks the best that it can is to make sure that all of your lights work. So if you have a bulb that's out, go ahead and just replace that light bulb so you're getting the most amount of light as possible. Something that I have learned over the years, and one of my favorite tips, is buy a box of Mr. Clean erasers. They are the best thing that's out there. I have taken those to my doors, my trim, my baseboards, just everything, my front door, and it gets a lot of those scuffs out that oftentimes you think you might not be able to get them out or you might have to paint over. So always take a magic eraser to your doors and your trim and your walls before you attempt any painting. Speaking of painting, sometimes it's good to touch up a room, give it some fresh paint before going on the market. There you have it. Those are my tips and tricks for getting your home ready to sell. If you have any more questions specific to your home, my contact information is in the description below. I would love to answer any questions that you have. Make sure you click to subscribe and stay tuned for all things real estate in Billings, Montana.